That's what it's doing. There we go. I've been staring at the sea, 'cause all of the waves, they keep chasing after me. Even though we are out of reach, I can feel the water on my feet. The things that you said to me, they will grow inside, they make believe. I am still dancing on the feelings that you gave me. I am still dancing on the feelings that you give me.
know you're a monster. afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 42? 42? The podcast?
42.
If we're not off. As you guys can see, we have a special guest today. Comes to us, top donator, definitely in the channel. So don't worry.
Only donator in the channel.
That's okay. You got to be first at something. But give a warm welcome to Trudy, the special referee of tonight's show. Also, birthday.
Yes.
Birthday.
So, birthday celebration.
All too
We
easy.
won't ask how old you're turning because that's rude.
25.
25. I like it.
Okay, 25.
I was going with 21, but I don't think I could pull the 21
We'll go
off.
25.
And we did just get a new like.
Thanks, Gina.
You can read that name from that far away.
I have eagle eyes, bro.
Okay, you're going to be reading all notifications.
I will read all the notifications.
All right. Well, damn, Gina. Thank you for the like. So- all right, so we're going to start off the show a little different today. We're going to start out by just asking some simple questions, and then we're going to switch into some not so simple but nerdy questions to see if, we have to kick her off the show early. And there is an eject button on the seat, so.
Yeah, the show now.
So
we have a button that we press, just like supervillains,
Yeah.
and then you're going to slide right down into a spike pit if you don't answer correctly. I call this place the dungeon for a reason.
Yes. And not to get confused with the sex dungeon. That's not
No.
nothing happens here.
No.
All right. So you want to start off with the first question?
All right. So you watch pretty much every week. We see you in the channel. We see you like. We see you share. What do you like about the show?
I think I just like watching your guys' interaction. I think you guys are funny. You're funny to watch. You guys got good jokes, good stories. I like it.
Yeah, I mean, Kev does have his fair share of stories. If anybody tuned in last week or missed it, dick jokes.
Dick
or
jokes.
not dick jokes, but dick FaceTime.
And the woes of FaceTime.
So creepy old men.
Yeah.
Like to FaceTime random people. So watch your miscellaneous FaceTime calls. So what's your favorite moment about the podcast from watching?
My favorite moment.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't even think of it, but it was the one where I was at Walmart. I text you later about it, and I said I just literally laughed out loud at Walmart. I can't even remember what you had said. You just made a comment, but it just caught me off guard, and it was so funny.
I think it was the ring fit. It was definitely during the ring fit because you said
So
something.
my pull-out game strong.
Oh, that's what it was. Yes. I was like, it just caught me off guard.
Yeah.
There was nobody in the aisle with me, so I just laughed out loud at myself.
And somebody just peeks around the corner and like, what is this?
They're like,
lady
what is
doing?
This is the crazy
Nice.
chick.
And this is
That
before
was me.
social distancing.
Yeah.
Uh,
So they definitely thought she was crazy. So.
Yeah, I was. But it was just like witty, funny comments like that
Alright.
I like watching on the show. I'm not like a big gamer, but I just do like getting the information, knowing what's out there. Like if I do decide to get something, I want to do the Switch.
Okay.
It's a pretty good console. We really like it a lot.
Animal Crossing is the way to go with that. I mean,
Yeah.
and Mario Kart. If you
That made me really want to get Animal Crossing so I could be on my like the Cribs edition with you guys.
Well,
Okay, well, whenever you pick it up, we'll definitely do that. We
we'll
can do that.
retry Cribs again
We'll try that again.
because people
Maybe some
suck.
people will watch it. I don't know.
Yeah, because you guys were having people submit, and I was like, oh, I
So like,
I didn't have it.
here's what happened with the submissions. I submitted, he submitted, Maggie submitted. The end.
I won, by the way.
FYI, big prize winner over there.
Yeah, I got to keep my bells that I threw up.
Yes, you still owe me $16,500.
You're not getting them.
I didn't forget.
That's fine. You can call the debt collector. Call Tom Nook. So what kind of got you into wanting to get on the show? What was your biggest motivation to get on the show?
I wanted to help bring views to the show because I really like want to see you guys make it with this podcast and make it huge. So I'm like, maybe if I can get on there and maybe I can start having you guys have more guest speakers, you'd be getting more views and just become bigger and larger, just explode.
Totally fair. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely the goal. It takes time, but we definitely appreciate any guests that can come on just because this is the first time.
First time.
So,
We've been a little bit hesitant to do it because we've had a few people say, oh, we want to do it. And then we've had some people who are like, man, that'd be really fun to get them on the show. And then they're like, we don't want to do that. For various reasons. Maybe they don't want to be on camera. Maybe they're shy. Maybe, I don't know, plethora of reasons.
yeah.
Plus schedule conflicts. Like,
Oh.
this was trying to get the stars to align and praying to the gods of Theros to make this happen. So, fortunately, Erebos did that.
But it worked.
They worked.
I mean, we got a person on the show, and they're more than welcome to join, and they're motivated. So.
I was nervous. I was nervous to come on here because I didn't. You don't know what it's like on this side.
Does it feel weird?
It feels weird, but
Yeah.
it's not as intimidating as I thought it was going to be. It's pretty cool.
It's hard. It's hard to sit here and talk to nobody.
Yeah.
It's hard to watch myself.
Yes, that is the hardest part to get over, but it does help. It does help if you if you look like above the camera. And
I'll just look at like you two.
I read the "May the Force be with you" 100 times every week.
Every week. He's like, I have the Force and it's with me.
Yeah, that's about it. So, I mean, I can recite it perfectly every time now. Got a question, Kev?
So when was the moment that you were like, all right, I want to make this happen. I want to get on. I want to be on the show. I want to help it grow. What was that like factor in your head that kind of triggered?
I think the time it happened was when I think you suggested if we get this many likes or views, you're going to tattoo something.
She didn't forget.
Did I say that?
You said that.
I think it was your logo.
Yeah.
Maybe you were going to get
Yeah,
it
it's our
tattooed
logo.
onto you if you hit so many likes or views.
I
I'm like,
hope
we're
that-
going to make this happen.
I hope that clip's not out there. I don't even
No,
know.
it's out there. We recorded
It's out
it.
there. And I was like,
I
I'm
can't
going to
even remember
go.
how many likes it was.
It was a lot.
Was
It
like,
was a lot.
Was it like 500?
I don't remember. I'll have to go
Um,
back and review.
Would you get the tattoo with me? That's
Yeah.
the question.
I'm more proud of this than anything else that we do. When I'm out doing Nick Displays games, my friends come and watch, and I very much appreciate that.
Yeah.
But if you're not a gamer, I don't feel that it's as easy to watch that, unless it's a really interactive game or something. This is different because I feel most people can relate to people sitting around talking. I don't know why. It's just entertaining to sit around and listen to people talk. That's why podcasts and talk shows are popular.
You're not wrong. I mean, that's why D&D does really well.
That's why it
That-
does very well. I had a consistent 6 viewers last
Oh,
night. So
that's the perfect thing.
for
D&D
4 hours and 45 minutes, I had 6 people sitting around watching me play a game.
I have a question on the D&D.
Sure.
Yes.
Have you guys seen the new movie Onward?
I watched it.
Is
Heard about it.
I feel like I saw some references where that was like a similar
Yep.
thing to D&D.
Yep.
I've never done D&D, but
It is. It's an adventure, to say the least. And the more you get into a character when you play D&D, the better D&D gets.
Yeah, Onward is very D&D inspired.
Mhm.
The stuff and the references in that are very D&D inspired. And D&D is like becoming a really big cultural thing now. The game has been out since the 80s, but it's more popular now than ever because celebrities now have come out. And I don't mean just like little celebrities that you haven't heard of, but like
No.
big celebrities like Vin Diesel, that guy from Magic Mike, Joe Monteganello.
Yeah, D&D ambassador.
He is a huge Dungeons and Dragons person. Colbert from the Colbert Report. He plays. They have a celebrity game that they play at that Joe Monteganello's house, and you'll look around. And it's like, who's the basketball player? Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Okay.
He plays.
I was about to say, I was like, name any basketball player? Like,
I believe Jack Black plays.
oh wow, I like Jack Black.
So, like, it's becoming a little bit more accepted.
Yeah.
And
Travelocity guy.
Travelocity guy. I think it's Priceline. I think he's actually on
Priceline, Travelocity, same thing.
Captain Kirk.
Captain Kirk.
He plays. So, I think
William
it's-
Shatner.
I think it's become a little bit out of the trope that only these dungeon dwelling, pimple faced people are down playing these games. Like, these are actually notable people. They've done significant things either in acting or sports, music, and I think that that's really helped. It also helps that the new edition of the game is really easy to play.
Yeah. Now you said the actor that is like really big into D&D, the guy from Magic Mike.
Yep.
I can't remember his name, but I just saw an ad for him.
Wait, is this the one that's married to Sophia?
Maybe.
Sophia or something like that.
Maybe. I don't remember who his spouse is.
But right now I know he's doing stuff with Wizard of the Coast.
Yep.
They are actually doing if you donate to Make-A-Wish, they're actually thinking about letting people come to the studio and play a whole D&D session and campaign with him
with that
as
guy.
the dungeon master. So just for donating.
He
to
does a
Make-A-Wish.
pretty good thing. So some of the celebrities have said going to and playing at his celebrity game is not like going anywhere else. So he has a whole area that used to be, I guess, like a wine place where they would store wine. He hollowed it out. He told the wife that he wants this area. He's got this big, long gaming table. He's got shelves and bookcases full of miniatures and stuff. So the one time, Joe Manganiello. So he comes out the one time, and something came up where like a weasel had appeared, like just a normal weasel. And they're like, oh, well, we don't have anything to represent that. And then Joe's like, I'll be right back. And he comes out and he's like, what color's the weasel? Brown, black, white. And he had like all these different little things for it.
Yeah.
So he's a huge nerd about it.
Yeah, he paints the miniatures and everything. Like it's bad.
he got props from Wizards of the Coast. He has a giant beholder hanging up in his house. He's got I think it's a gold dragon head that came from Wizards of the Coast. So it's definitely helped. But this is not a D&D show. We could talk about that all day. So trivia time.
Oh,
we're gonna give you some questions. Various different cultures of nerdism.
Okay.
Don't worry, no math questions. We're not those kind of nerds.
We have figured it out that you actually like Walking Dead.
I love Walking Dead.
Very. So.
This is a Walking Dead question.
This is going to be a Walking
We're going to
Dead
start you off
question.
easy. We're going to give you 2 Walking Dead questions
Ooh.
from the show, not the comic.
Okay.
Okay, so first question, lining it up.
Okay.
Who died first? Abraham or Glenn?
Abraham or Glenn?
Yep. And in the scene where
Abraham.
Okay.
That is correct.
That is correct.
Yeah, they had to do Glenn last. It wouldn't have been as like nobody would have cared about
Bravo, that is correct. That is
I don't know.
one.
I don't know. Abraham was important to me. I
I
like
still
Abraham.
loved Abraham. That was like I was really
He's
sad
like,
about
"Suck
him.
my nuts."
Yeah.
We all loved Abraham.
That-
That's kind of when I stopped watching. Was a couple episodes after that. I just
Yeah. We finished out the season.
it was really hard for me to stay emotionally invested in it because he was one of my favorite characters. I loved Glenn, and they're just gone. You know, like
Yeah.
they're gone from the show, and in such a terrible way. But
so brutal.
but that's pretty good. All right, these are like the warm up ones, but
Okay.
these count.
They get harder.
So we'll go with another Walking Dead question. I feel like it's pretty easy. The character Negan, since we're on that whole topic, he has a baseball bat covered in barbed wire, and what did he name his baseball bat?
Lucille.
Good job, bravo.
If you don't know that, you are no Walking Dead.
That
fan.
is 2 for 2.
Okay.
Do I get a prize at the end? No.
I guess it depends on your score. We are letting you keep the cup, so
We're gonna keep it easy. It's gonna get harder.
Okay.
So
Okay.
the next question is, who picked up Thor's hammer in Endgame? Everybody was so mad about this, but it's kind of funny.
I feel like I want to say Captain America.
That is
Bravo.
correct. That
Good
is
job.
correct.
Okay. I watched that recently, but then I also remember like, oh no, it was Iron Man had to do the stones. Okay,
Okay.
Yeah. Captain America.
Your
Boom.
question.
that's I didn't know that you'd actually seen all the Avengers movies.
I feel like I've seen parts of them because like I put them on when the kids are watching, and then I'll do other stuff, so I catch like pieces of
Okay.
movies. I caught that piece, I guess.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Mario, video game character, super popular. He's been doing games since the 80s. What's his brother's name?
Oh, Luigi.
There you go. All right.
It's easier than the Walking Dead ones.
Well, you'd be surprised how many people don't know that.
I grew up with Super Nintendo, so me and my
Alright.
sister played Mario World. Like
Okay.
I guess we're gonna have to ramp it up.
that was like our
Okay.
game.
We're ramping it up. All right. Oh, do I do it?
She's got 4 so far. That's 4 for 4.
4 for 4.
Four?
4 out of how many?
10. We're
Yeah.
gonna-
Oh,
we're-
okay,
we're
10.
gonna
Got this. Got
Man.
this.
Oh, that's a tough one. In Star Wars,
Probably her weakest subject.
Very weak.
what planet were they on
Oh no.
when Han Solo kills the guy in the bar?
I don't even know if I can even make a wild guess here. Like,
We'll give you a hint. Luke Skywalker's from there. Anakin Skywalker's from there. Jabba the Hutt's from there.
you
It's like-
guys like have no idea how much I
Starts
don't
with
watch
It starts with a T.
Yeah. yeah.
T.
Yep.
And we've already mentioned something that kind of sounds like
Mhm.
it. Starts with it in the show that I have to
Mhm.
do.
Mhm.
If we hit certain minute, I'm
Mhm.
trying to help you out.
Tattoo.
Yeah,
So it's
tat.
Tat.
Okay.
Tattoo. I don't know.
I'm
Are we-
sorry, that's going to be an incorrect
That's
answer. We don't have a buzzer for that. It's Tatooine.
Tatooine.
Tat-
Ah, I
Tatooine.
would have never guessed that.
That was pretty hard. You went from Luigi.
Yeah.
Tatooine?
You went from
I
Luigi.
didn't realize we were ramping it up that hard. It would have been better, like, what's the name of the? This is not your question, but like, what's the name of the Emperor in Star Wars? What's his last name? I feel like that she has a better chance of guessing that than the planet.
I didn't even know there was an Inferno.
Tatooine's important. You give him all the easy ones.
Okay, one day maybe I can put it on the bucket list is to watch all the Star Wars
So
stuff.
4 out of 5.
She's got 4 out of 5 so far.
4 out of 5.
All right, so next question. We'll steer away from Star Wars. I know that you're not.
It's my weakest.
It's definitely your weakest. Let's go with we were just talking about Dungeons and Dragons. Okay, so you use many dice in the game. I'm sure you've probably seen the many faceted dice. The most common dice that you use has how many sides?
10?
I'm sorry, that's incorrect.
20.
It's going to be 20.
Sided dice.
Like not your normal dice. I knew that.
So that is 4 out of 6.
Okay.
We might need to tone it down a little bit.
Okay. I literally just had a really good one.
Good one. Okay.
And then it like slipped from my mind, and it was an easy one.
What do you call those dice though? Don't they have a different name?
Yeah, they're polyhedral.
Polyhedral?
Mhm.
Okay. I just remember seeing you have those before.
Yeah, I have a
Like,
bunch.
really cool colors.
Yeah.
So you asked the D&D. You might have to ask another question. See if I can remember my question.
I'm gonna give you guys 10 questions.
That seems fair.
Messy.
Let's go with what kind of car does Marty McFly drive in Back to the Future?
You literally just gave me back my question. I'm good. I got my question for next time.
I feel like I know this. And after you tell me, I'll be like, oh, that was, hold on. No, I don't have it.
If you wanted to time travel, we wanted to do it in style. Made out of stainless steel.
Can I have a first letter?
It starts with a D.
D. DeLorean.
There you go.
See, I feel like I knew it. I just
Alright.
like need a
All
little
right.
push.
So we're sticking on Back to the
You
Future
got
because it actually just
5
remembered.
out of 7.
At what speed do they start to go back in time?
Oh my gosh.
When this baby hits blank miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious shit.
Wow.
I'm
I-
surprised that the comments are blowing up like,
It's
"Get this answer!"
They don't give me the answers. I'm just gonna say 100. I don't know.
88.
88.
88 miles per hour.
It's such a weird number.
It is a weird number.
It's just a famous line from the movie. Like
All right, so you are 5 out of
8.
8.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got 2 questions left.
I'm like getting a very low average here.
You're
You s-
almost there. If
you
you, get
still
these,
got a chance to get a 70. That's pretty good.
Okay.
yeah, you know
okay.
that she's get degrees.
Okay, let's see. Let's go with something more general. What is the name of the person who runs Shield
Shield.
from the Marvel and Avenger movies? He's kind of like the guy that orchestrated.
He wears an
Is
eye.
it the one that played that Samuel Jackson plays?
Yep.
Yes.
Nick Fury?
That's
yes.
right.
Okay.
Yes.
There you go.
Okay.
Bravo.
Oh,
Okay.
you know, like my son's really gotten into Avengers, so I've been playing. I think it's like Avengers Assemble,
Okay.
the cartoon
That's a
for him
cool show.
over and over and over. So I pick up on a lot of
All
things.
right.
But I think I knew his name was not just from some of the movies, maybe.
That's pretty good.
So,
I actually thought that one might stump you a little bit.
okay, we're gonna keep it easy because I want to see you pass.
Oh,
Okay, so
thank
you
you.
are now
Thank
6
you.
out of 9.
How do you feel about Pokemon?
Pokemon?
Got a general idea? Okay idea?
I'd say you gotta
Um,
stick with Gen 1 stuff, honestly.
That's fine. That's fine. It's an easy question.
I watched the movie a little
Okay.
bit.
All right.
He's going with Pokemon
I
trivia.
never played Pokemon.
All right,
So
Go.
Ash Ketchum, main character from Pokemon. Okay. Who is his trusty sidekick that's always beside him? Little yellow creature.
Pikachu?
There you go.
Bravo.
That is a 7 out of 10.
That is a 7 out of 10. That is a 70% on general nerdness.
Yeah, I'll aim for 100 next time. Gotta
That wasn't bad.
I gotta
wasn't bad.
nerd it up.
I really thought that the Nick Fury one might stump you.
And you said the studying. You did some studying beforehand. How does one prepare for a test that they don't know
You don't
anything?
even know what we're
that's
gonna ask you.
I really didn't study, I guess. I'm just messing with you. Obviously, I didn't study. I got a C.
That's all right though, because
But it's a pass.
yeah, I mean, you're still on financial aid. You're still good.
We
Like,
don't
everything's
we
all
don't have to
good.
press the button. You don't go into the spike pit. Everything's good.
I will have to step up my Star Wars game.
Mm-hmm.
Star Wars is a tough one.
It is hard.
I know a lot of
Because
the
either
characters'
you love it or
names.
you don't, and it's kind of like Star Trek. It's the same thing. Either you love it or you don't.
And I was gonna make you like name 5 Star Wars characters.
Oh, I could have won. I could have done that.
But I was like, it's right up there.
The
So it's
names
like,
aren't up there.
if you can't name 5 people that's up on the poster up there, I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Like, you have Anakin. Anakin's 2 of them.
Yeah, he's 2 of them for sure.
Yeah, Obi-Wan is 2 of them. So Yoda, like,
Yeah. That would have been an easy one.
all right. So, do you have any questions for us, like about the show, what goes on?
Or you can ask us trivia questions. We don't care.
Well, I kind of asked a lot of questions when I got here, just like the setup and how you guys run it, and I guess I want to know more about like what you're on, like what media you're on,
So,
because I just do the Facebook.
yeah, so I mean, we're on Twitch and everything like that, like Twitch, Facebook. So Twitch is more for the gaming side of things. They do have a Just Chatting section or podcast and talk shows where when you have these gaming conventions, they will actually go on there and do a lot with it, and it's actually kind of neat. Like that's where you can find like NerdCon stuff and all that, E3, and they stream it right there for any nerd to see. So if you're looking for a game, like maybe a new game's coming out, you're like, I don't know if I like it, that's the perfect place to go because you're going to see live gameplay right from there where you can really get a general opinion. And there's a ton of cool people that play. And people make careers out of it.
There's a lot of jackasses on there, but you're gonna have it on any type of social media.
So when I see you playing live,
Mhm.
are you on Twitch doing that?
Yep,
Okay.
I'm actually Facebook, Twitch,
Yeah.
everywhere.
I don't know how it all works, like how you get on all at the same time.
Well, how it actually works is we use a program called Restream, and it's a website. So normally you stream your video up to either Twitch or YouTube or Facebook, and it uses your bandwidth at home to upload the video to wherever you're sending it. Restream, what it does is you send it to Restream, and then Restream sends it out to wherever you want it to go.
Yeah.
So that we went with that option just because I don't have that much bandwidth to, do it in the definition quality that I want. So
And it only lets you have so many displays. So before
Yeah.
we would have to have 2 webcams hooked up. We would have to be running 2 different instances of our streaming software.
Yeah.
So it took a lot of time to kind of figure it out. But once
we have evolved a lot since we were doing
Yeah.
this. We used to do this in his room. Okay.
and my room is 2 times.
And
smaller.
well, when we decided that we were going to try and do this on multiple channels at the same time, like you said, we had to have 2 webcams. Your computer will only recognize one with certain software at a time. So we actually had 2 different software programs up that did the same thing in essence. And my computer was like, "Stop! It hurts. It's too much." So we found that this was just a much easier solution.
Yeah.
And now we only need 1 microphone, we need 1 camera, we need 1 streaming program.
It's a really
So-
cool setup.
And we're gonna have one badass story when we make it big one day and be like, we used to stream in a studio
Yeah.
that didn't have any AC.
Oh god, that room used
So
to
it would get up
so
to 80
hot in
degrees.
there.
80
Oh,
degrees.
Lord.
We'd be sweating.
I don't remember when it was that you started watching. Did you see us in the old studio, or have you always seen us in here?
I think I've always seen you in here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should go back and watch some of those early episodes. They're terrible.
Oh no.
They're really bad.
Our content's there. It just looks like we're dying. of
Well, we
sweat.
are.
Like, it's just so bad. It's,
And we've learned a lot doing this too. So
Yeah.
we used to be super prepared for this. Every week when we came home,
Yeah.
these are the topics that we want to talk about. These are the questions that we want to ask and propose. And then he would start pushing the thing to go to the next subject, and I wanted to choke the shit out of him. Because sometimes I'm not done talking about a thing. Sometimes he's not done talking about a thing.
Yeah.
So instead of doing that, we felt that it was just better to kind of be a little bit more raw and a little bit more unrehearsed. We might mention a few things before we go on, like, hey, we heard about this thing going on, and we might want to talk about that, or, oh, did you hear about this thing? And we'll bring it up.
Yeah.
But we very rarely do the bullet points anymore unless we have a specific reason for doing it.
It's it definitely went from clunky to not so clunky, where it's definitely more smooth transitions, and that's the whole point. Is
Thanks, Sadie Chomper, but you're a liar. Our first few episodes were terrible.
they were. I wouldn't say they were bad. They had the content. It was just choppy.
It was
We'd go from one topic and we were so
we
stuck.
didn't know what
One
we
thing.
were doing.
Yeah.
And honestly, we still really don't know what we're doing. It just looks like we know what we're doing now.
I mean, it looks legit here.
I mean, we just practice. We just get on here and just, oh, hey, what are we gonna talk about for this week? Oh, I don't know. We'll figure it out once we hit.
So
live,
like
but-
gaming news and movie news and everything's been kind of slow. So we've been kind of just improvising the last couple of months pretty much for this. So
Have they came out with anything new during quarantine?
Animal Crossing came out right at the start of it. And Nintendo Switches are
Final
sold out
Fantasy.
everywhere. Final Fantasy VII came out. I've been streaming that quite a bit. Something else came out. They announced Last of Us 2. They announced the release date for that. They pushed back several games till the fall and the winter that were supposed to come out in the spring and the summer. Movies too. So we're not getting any new Marvel movies till November, and we were
Yeah.
supposed to be getting Black Widow in May.
I did
Um,
not know that they pushed that in.
Speaking of that, have you seen anything about Black Widow?
I mean, just from the Avengers movie.
Did you know she was getting her own movie?
Yes, I did know that.
Have you seen any trailers for it?
I didn't see the trailers, but I heard bad reviews about the trailer.
How do you feel about a character like Black Widow being in her own movie, having no actual, I mean, superpowers?
Superpowers?
Do you think that would be something that would be interesting to watch?
I do. Because she's badass.
It's true, she totally is.
Yeah, it's like it's a Marvel James Bond. I mean, that's literally what it is.
I don't know if you guys ever remember that.
special agent.
There was a movie and they did a TV show called La Femme Nikita, where she was like an assassin and they kind of brainwashed her and stuff, and
Yeah.
then she was trying to get away from those people. I kind of feel like it might go in a similar direction because I don't think she really wants to kill people. You can kind of tell that she doesn't. She's just
I
really
mean, does
good at it.
Iron Man really have superpowers?
Yeah, he's rich and he's a genius. That's a superpower.
Oh.
And he built Iron Man's suit. He builds pretty much all the suits.
Yeah,
for the
but those are
Avengers.
like, that's not a superpower. So his is more machine.
Well, I mean, the Hawkeye doesn't really have any powers either.
I would say any
See?
any.
You just
Honestly,
have to
if
be
you-
badass.
I mean, honestly, if you think about it, Captain America doesn't really have any superpowers either. He's just at like peak physical human condition.
but isn't he like really strong?
Only because he has basically peak human physical condition. They said if you could perfect the human anatomy, it would be Captain America. That's why he's super flexible. He's dexterous. He's strong. But
That's my
a
goal.
normal person couldn't do that.
Yeah.
2021 goals.
Yeah.
Peak.
Good luck with that. That's hard. You're kind of caught up on the Marvel stuff. Who did you pick in the Civil War? Captain America or Iron Man? Whose side were you on?
Captain America.
Why?
I just like him.
You just picked him because he was.
I
better
would say
looking
I
than the
like
guys?
Captain America over Iron Man. I mean, sadly.
Tony Stark is like just too cocky.
I like him though.
Yeah,
I like his arrogance.
I feel like Captain America is just like wholesome to me.
He is. They even tease him about saying bad words and stuff
Yeah.
in the movies, which is kind of funny.
So I like that. I like him. I like that character.
And I mean, I know the big debate is in Endgame. Obviously, Captain America. Everybody wanted Captain America to be the one that sacrificed himself instead of Tony Stark. That's who they said. Oh, that he should have died.
what?
And I'm like, why would you? Why?
Mhm.
Tony needed to do this.
I think it goes back
Yeah.
to the first Avengers movie where Captain America basically told him that he was basically just playing superhero.
Mhm.
He's like, you're not the guy that's going to make the big play. You're not going to be the guy that's going to jump on the grenade to save your friends. Even though at this point he's already like saved them from a nuclear bomb. Basically, he's proven himself against Ultron, even though he helped create it.
Partially is.
I feel at this point he's proven that he's willing to do what it takes to protect his friends, even though in Civil War you may not agree with him or agree with him, letting the government get involved, but he still thought it was the right thing to do. No matter whether you agree with his politics or not, he still was like, we need to be kept in check.
Yeah.
Captain America, on the other hand, I also can see his point of view from it because he says we don't need to be policed. We are always going to try to do the right thing. But I also see where he's like, well, no, because what happens one day if Captain America decides that he just wants to be a jerk? It'd be really hard to stop him. You already saw that with the Winter Soldier, who basically is Captain America.
Well, I mean, with Jason's comment, that's America's ass. That's the important thing.
I still have a lot of problems with Endgame. mostly because I think time travel is lazy. I've always said that. I've always said that time travel is lazy to write anything that you're doing. They had a lot of other opportunities that they could have did just using science and the quantum realm and stuff as far as restoring the Infinity Stones. And they chose to go time travel, and that's fine. It was still entertaining. I had a good
I
time.
thought it was
watching
good. I thought it was a good movie.
I did like it. I
Well,
enjoyed it.
it's just like, what movie did I absolutely loved, and it came out recently. Well, not Rambo, because I know Rambo.
I loved Rambo.
I thought it was so good.
I thought it was great. I don't know why.
Like the new Rambo?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh my
I
god!
thought it was good.
Maybe I'll put that on the watch list.
Everybody hates. I shouldn't say everybody. Everybody like, oh, this is a terrible Rambo movie. I'm like, Rambo did what
He's
Rambo
70 years old, man.
did. Like Rambo still does most of his stunts. Like
He does. There's like a scene in the movie. Okay, because the Rambo we grew up with, indestructible, right? He's like this ridiculous action star. He can take on all the odds. He was in his 20s then, and maybe in his 30s. He's like 70 now. He gets his ass whooped in this one scene. I mean, bad.
oh yeah,
But he comes back. I mean, that's Rambo.
yeah. He comes back and like the way he kills people is more gruesome than
Oh, it's-
ever. But
It's like watching a horror movie.
but it just made me so frustrated because everybody's like, "Oh, the movie had no plot." I'm like, then you've obviously never seen a Rambo movie. Rambo finds bad guy. Rambo kills everybody. Like,
Everybody.
Okay, Rambo goes into hiding. Ta-da! There you go. That's the Rambo movie. For
So,
you.
who's your favorite like big gun action star from the 80s and 90s?
The 80s and 90s?
Yeah,
I guess I watched more Arnold movies.
Arnold's sweet. What's your favorite Arnold movie?
It probably wasn't any. I like Kindergarten Cop.
That's a great movie.
I know it's
great
like
movie.
a
You
action
love that
one, but
movie.
I was like, I like Kindergarten.
That's a
Cop.
great movie.
Mine was Czech Commander from Small Soldiers.
Okay.
Yeah, the Gorgonites and all them.
Uh,
I used to love that movie. That movie's
you
so
guys
good.
watched that movie so much. Not nearly as much as your brother watched Babe.
I
One
hate
with
that
the
movie.
Babe?
Oh, he
Wow.
loved Babe.
I hate Babe. I
Yeah.
think that movie sucks.
They used to get him. My sisters used to get him to say, "I am a little piggy," and then they laugh at him.
There has to be video of that somewhere.
There probably is.
I mean, there's a lot of videos out there that probably should never hit the general public or would get taken down.
So we know that you're not like a big time gamer now. You're busy. You got the kids now, and but what is your favorite game that you used to play?
I would say my favorite that I kind of like the end of my gaming period was Left 4 Dead. Left 4
Okay.
Dead 2.
That's a good.
That's a good one.
I loved that game. I feel like it was scary and like you were just like, it's like it felt real. It
Yeah.
felt like you really had to like, because they just freaking run at you and
Yeah, it's definitely one of I think the best zombie games
Yeah,
ever made.
I agree.
Where it felt it's a cool blood action, like it's everything you want in a first person zombie slayer game.
It gives you that sense of urgency.
Yeah,
though.
it
You always
does.
feel like you're in constant danger, though.
I mean, because they don't stop. They're like the fast zombies.
You
They're
never
like-
feel
yeah.
invincible, even when you're really good at it.
And then the car alarms,
Yeah.
the witch, the,
the
band,
witch,
the witch.
yeah, like the witch
Boomers.
is scary.
I mean, boomers. You'd be walking through a house, like when you're walking through the apartment,
Yeah.
there's a boomer around the corner, and you don't even know that, and it just blows up and hits you, and you're like, "Well, I didn't even know how to even play that." So
Yeah, that was a good one.
it was a neat game,
Yeah, that's a pretty cool game.
and the
Yeah.
missions were fun. I mean,
Yeah.
the missions all had good stuff to them.
I feel like games in that era, I feel that they really tried more to make them challenging but interesting.
Mhm.
And I'm not saying that games now are bad, but I feel that a lot of games now are so linear
But
in their storytelling that you
I-
basically are playing through a Telltale game with a slightly more complicated button press combination.
So I think they did that for this reason only, is because you used to get the box games.
Yeah.
They used to be in a box with 5 discs in it and said, "Hey, you got to install these." This was
Yeah.
compensation for all that time wasted between you go to sleep and you hadn't put disc 4 in yet, and you still have disc 5 to go the next morning.
You are not speaking any language that I don't understand.
Yeah. So anybody that only does digital downloads and wasn't around during that era, yeah, that era sucked.
Oh, it was terrible. The best though, all right. So you put the first disc in, which was considered the install disc, and then it does whatever it does for a little while, and then it's like, please insert disc 2. And you're like, cool. So you put that one in, and then it's like, please insert disc 3. And you're like, cool. So you got 4 discs, and then it goes, please insert disc 1 again. You're not done with that disc yet? Why not? So you'd have to go through this process, and computers weren't nearly as fast. The write speeds and read speeds on the
No, they were
CD-ROM drives were
terrible.
terrible. And it'd take you 6 hours to install a game sometimes.
And I think that was it was just compensation. They cared. They were like, this person's gonna have to waste 10 hours just downloading this game. So
Dedication.
let's
I
give
think
them a good
people
game.
remember that. They remember how it was almost like your prize, right? Like your battle scars,
Yeah.
where they're like, "Oh, you kids today just don't understand because you didn't have to do 10-hour downloads and 10-hour installs." Okay, we that sucks. No one wants to do that.
And nobody even gets the books anymore. 'Cause
No.
nobody buys
Nope.
case games anymore. Everybody's digital, so they don't even get the little booklets that's like, here's a special combo, here's some cheat codes in the game. Like, you don't get that anymore. So like, everybody makes the meme of it was GTA San Andreas with all the cheats, and you'd have a notebook with every cheat
Yeah.
written down by hand.
Like- Infinite ammo and rocket launcher and whatever.
But that's the nerd stuff. You'll never get back.
Okay, so you the last time that I brought my PlayStation over to your house, we did the VR thing.
Yes.
Do you think that VR is going to be a bigger deal going forward, since apparently they keep putting stuff out for it and computers have now come on? Do you think that VR is going to kind of be like the future of gaming, or do you think it's more like a niche?
I hope it's the future. It was so cool. To feel like you're in the game. I don't know. I don't know why people wouldn't want that feeling. What's the movie? The new movie that came out recently, where
Ready
he's
Player One?
Ready Player One. So I feel like that's
No, it's a
what's
beautifully
going to
done
be
movie.
the future.
I'm okay
I
with
think.
that. I'm really okay with that. For
Did
sure.
you've seen Ready Player One, right?
Yeah.
Did you catch a lot of the references to the other? Because there's a lot of movie and
I may have.
video game. I forget how many Easter eggs they said were in that thing. It was a lot.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, there's so many. I mean, it's the same way with Captain Marvel, which I absolutely hate that movie.
yeah, he hated that movie.
But there's so many Easter eggs for Samuel L. Jackson and all of his acting.
How did you feel about Captain Marvel?
I don't know.
This makes or break if you're on the show. So just
What?
answer correctly.
Don't let him.
It just wasn't as action as I needed.
There you go. And we all agree.
Movie sucked.
It didn't suck.
Yes.
Samuel L. Jackson saved that thing from being a steaming pile of crap.
Oh, for
I don't have a problem with Brie Larson. I like Brie Larson just fine. She's been in a couple of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
So, but I think that there wasn't anything really happening.
The only thing that scares me about VR technology is Sword Art Online anime.
Ugh.
Such a good. If you guys don't even like anime, watch Sword Art Online. So it's
Just to watch the first couple of episodes. You don't have to watch the whole
Yeah.
series.
Basically the season, how it works is, you put this VR tech on. It tracks your brain. It uses your movement, but you can lay down. You can be asleep, and it just kind of numbs your brain.
It's very like the Matrix.
Yeah. So puts you into this game like an RPG type game, like World of Warcraft. You play through it, but the plot of it is you put this helmet on, and the creator made a game to where if you die in the game,
You die in real life.
Yep.
And I feel like I saw an episode of that on Black Mirror.
I think they may have done that.
Yeah, but yeah, you can't if you try to you can't log out of the game.
Because your mind doesn't know it's not real.
Correct.
I think in the anime you're talking about, he said that he actually puts an electrical shock
He'll
through your brain, basically microwave your brain. But
Yeah.
and the Black Mirror episode, I think you're talking about, yeah, it's kind of like why the concept behind Freddy Krueger was scary.
Yeah.
If you die in your dream, you die for real. Because they say that can happen. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a scientist, but
I mean, sometimes dreams feel so real.
have you ever noticed though that the genre of horror seems to be, I don't know, like peanut butter and jelly is to nerds, you know, like they just go together. Like nerds
Yeah.
really love horror. Why do you think that appeals to such a broad audience? Because I think a lot of people like horror as a genre, but like nerds really seem to be passionate about it.
Why is it more for nerds?
Yeah, I mean, because
You love horror, but my husband hates it.
The Walking Dead and stuff.
Yeah.
Those big conventions and like the people who are passionate about like Freddy Krueger and Jason and
I think because it's like fantasy, not fantasy like your fantasy, but it's like not real.
That's true. I mean, I get that feeling. Because, I mean, I know people that don't like anything nerdy, but they love horror.
Yeah.
They absolutely live for it.
I know people who are like, I'm not a nerd. I don't do that, and they love Harry Potter. I'm like, you realize there's dragons and
Wizards and-
witchcraft. So sorry, you're a nerd.
They just don't know what nerd covers.
I think it's a very broad
Right.
thing,
Yeah.
and it really has encompassed a lot. We've sort of taken over the world. You guys didn't realize it. We've been slowly washing out all the poop from the swirlies we've gotten over the years while we've been building all the stuff that you guys love, like cell phones and laptops and
World
the-
domination. Yeah.
this is all our stuff. We created all of this. This
Pinky
is
in the
happening
brain.
because of people like us.
Oh yeah.
So Hollywood seems to really like to do remakes. How do you feel about the not just the recent, but pretty much the string of remakes of the last 20 years? Do you feel like they should leave most of them alone, or have some of them been worth watching?
The ones I don't want them to make are Disney live action. I hate Disney live
Have you not
action.
liked any of the live action films?
No.
Jungle
No.
Book. I thought Jungle Book. I hate Jungle Book.
I hated the cartoon.
The cartoon.
Love the songs.
Hate
Hate the cartoon.
Hate the cartoon. Watch the live action. Absolutely love Jungle Book.
Yeah, I love
Really?
I thought it was beautifully
I
done.
don't know. I've only like done like Lion King, Aladdin, Beauty and the
Aladdin's-
Beast.
Yeah, Aladdin was-
Yeah, I like Will Smith in it, but I just I don't know. I like the originals.
I wasn't mad like that they got my $12 to go see it. It was all right. You guys,
I like all the Maleficents. Those ones are
um,
good.
Well, that's like a completely different thing, though.
I know
That's
because they've never.
that's a new thing.
Yeah, that's new. I like that, but I don't like them remaking the cartoon Disney's.
What is your favorite Disney cartoon?
favorite Disney
Ever.
cartoon
Out of all of
ever?
them?
I guess right now I'm just stuck on Moana.
Moana?
Yeah,
That's a pretty good one.
but from growing up, and my kids don't want to watch Moana. I have to like force them. They're like, I'm like, you want to
There's
watch Moana?
there's
You want
really
to
good
watch Moana?
songs in that.
Yeah.
It's the 35th time this week.
They're like stuck on like Frozen
Ah.
and Toy Story. I'm like every day I'm like
Frozen
Moana.
took,
Moana.
Frozen took over the world,
It did.
It did. Yeah, my daughter's into Frozen.
and it will forever take over.
You want to see something that'll just completely mess with your perspective of Frozen? Go watch Forgetting Sarah Marshall, because the girl that does the voice of
Elsa.
her sister
Okay.
is in Forgetting
Oh,
Sarah
no.
Marshall, and yeah, it's not a PG-rated movie.
No.
By the hand clap.
There was a lot of that. That's actually a really funny movie anyway. don't know if
I
you've
think
seen it.
I've seen it.
So
Forgetting-
Moana. So which one was yours that you liked?
Growing up,
Yeah.
I want to say it was Beauty and the Beast.
That's a good one.
Yeah. I mean, me and my sister always did the Little Mermaid hair toss in
Mhm.
the pool. I think all girls did it.
Yeah, that's like the
thing you do.
I can almost do it now too. I'm like,
on Instagram. That's what I see during the summertime. It's just Instagram people just flicking their hair back. And I'm like, dang, I've seen this for the 60th time this week. For sure.
So it would be Beauty and the Beast and Little Mermaid.
okay,
between
that's
those
fair.
two.
Good songs in those movies too.
But I like all Disney. I like from way
Are you,
back. Pinocchio.
Are you a subscriber of the Disney Plus? Are you guys on that?
Yes. Well, my sister is, and I use her account.
That's fine. I
Disney
Yeah.
did not hear that.
I don't look down.
You're
Upon
like 3 or 4 users.
I don't look down upon that. I think it's ridiculous. You're related. It's not like you're giving it to your coworkers or whatever.
Right. She shares my Netflix, and I share her Disney.
The thing
so it's
is,
like,
it's not like you
cares?
get unlimited streams. It's like, hey, you get 2-3 streams, and
I'll be really honest with
once
you.
you exceed
Netflix really doesn't care
no Netflix
because they
already knows.
limit how many concurrent streams you can have, and they're like,
Yeah.
as long as you ain't going over that cap, we really don't care.
I feel like does Disney not?
I think it's frowned upon,
Yeah.
and they're trying to come up with some anti-share your password stuff, but it's going to be really hard to do.
If they do that, I'll have to get it because my kids are addicted.
It's I got the bundle with the Hulu too because I watch a lot of Brooklyn Nine-Nine,
South
and
Park.
South Park, and if you haven't watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine, you
Oh
love
my
that show.
God.
Terry Crews is so funny in that show.
You
Love
gotta
that
watch
guy.
it. Yeah.
Just before I came over, my sister was showing me a new zombie series on Hulu, Zomboat.
I haven't heard of that one.
It looked like it was going to be really good.
Any big stars in it?
Not that I noticed, but this opening scene is they're on a boat, like going down this little canal, and zombies are like on the sides. It just looks like it's going to be comedy a little in it, little
So-
comedy in it.
Yeah, you're a pretty big zombie fan.
Yeah.
Like you've mentioned, your favorite game is Left 4 Dead, and you like The Walking Dead.
Yes.
Do you know the first time that zombies appeared on film in a major motion picture?
Major emotion.
Is it,
Oh,
I think I know.
I
You know?
mean,
Is it Night of the Living Dead?
That is correct.
oh, okay. I felt like that was an obvious answer.
That is correct.
You made it seem like it was going to be a trick question.
No, Night of the Living Dead.
I think about that
So
one
this,
for-
do you know why that movie was considered controversial for the time? Have you ever seen Night of the Living Dead? And it's going to seem really trivial now because it's 2020. So when the main actor's in the movie, he was black, and he's on scene with a white woman. I think he hits her a couple of times, like because she's hysteric or whatever. And having in the '60s, that was kind of
No.
Hey.
It was very rare to see a male lead be black, and then have him interact with a white woman in that particular instance. It was very controversial.
I did not know that.
So, but it's a cool little flick. I love Night of the Living Dead.
Did you ever play Zombie Ate My Neighbors?
Oh my god, I
Really?
love that game.
What was this on?
This
Super
was
Nintendo.
Super Nintendo.
Oh.
My all-time favorite game.
We've been petitioning for them to remake that and put it back on the Switch. Even if we don't get a new version, I'd be cool with them just putting it on the
I've
eShop.
never even heard of it.
Oh, it's
Zombie
so
Ate My
good.
Neighbors. It's one of my favorite games.
I feel like it was kind of the precursor to Plants vs Zombies
Yeah.
because it kind of has that same sort of feel, but it's not a tower defense game.
No.
So with the system like that, is it not like compatible to Twitch?
No.
Oh no, you can play it.
absolutely
Yeah. So all you would need, especially now because they have the Super Nintendo, like you can get a modded one, and it just runs through HDMI. So
You guys will have to get that in that game and
Oh.
play it
Oh.
on the show. Just to show
oh, for sure.
those of us who haven't played it.
Zombie
didn't
Ate My
even know.
Neighbors is an awesome game.
So we got comments coming in asking about the Mandalorian. Have you watched the Mandalorian? I know it's a Star Wars thing.
I have not watched it myself. I put it on for my son
Mhm.
because he points to it like he wants to watch that show. And I'm like, okay, but no, I haven't watched it
We
myself.
highly recommend it, even if you're not into the whole Star Wars.
So good.
It's very like.
Would it have told me the answer to
Nope.
the
Nope.
planet?
No,
No,
it has
Okay.
like nothing really to do with it at all.
Oh,
The only thing that you need to know going into it is that the Star Wars movies happened, and that there were some bad dudes, and then they lost, and that's kind of where this kind of picks up. None of the main characters from the other are in it.
Yeah, you'll never see Obi-Wan.
You don't need to know any of the other like 9 movies that happened or whatever. It's kind of its own little separate thing. It kind of follows this guy. He's a bounty hunter. He goes around and he's kind of like Dog the Bounty Hunter, but like way cooler.
how many is it? Like one season? 2 seasons?
So far, it's only been
One.
one
One
season,
season.
Yeah,
it-
one season,
and
8
and it's
episodes.
huge. It's a huge deal.
I'm gonna have to binge watch it.
It's pretty good.
So next time I'm on the show, I'll be like,
Mhm.
ask me a question now.
It gets you kind of hooked basically from episode 1, and we won't since you haven't seen it. By the time you get to the end of the episode, you just want to know what's going to happen next.
Mhm.
From that point on,
And that's how I think every episode is.
every episode's good. Their worst episode, because you know how like in a show like The Walking Dead, where you're kind of telling this long narrative.
Oh yeah,
There's episodes you're like, God, nothing.
that was a
happened.
waste of time.
I wasted an hour of my time
I don't have to wait up
making
another week.
snacks and getting ready to sit down and do this, and nothing happened. The story did not progress at all.
Yeah.
No one died of importance. The plot didn't go any further. I hate shows like that.
Those always piss me off.
I don't
Walking
need
Dead.
that. I don't need that filler. You know,
Right.
I understand every episode can't be action packed and have all these major plot things going forward, but you don't need an hour of nothing happening.
You're not wrong. So we have a question from One True Villain. Also said, "Hey, beautiful."
Yeah, he always talks to him, says, "Hey, beautiful."
Yeah. And then have you watched Dr. Stone? I personally haven't.
Uh-uh.
I don't even know what it is.
I don't know what that is.
Never heard.
What's it on? Who's in it? What's it about?
Yeah, give us the description.
Give us the infos. Anybody watching out there, if you have any questions for us or for our guest star before we're going to be probably wrapping this up here in probably the next 15 minutes, I'd say 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Please pop them in the chat.
Pop them in the chat, please.
Or just say happy birthday.
And
True.
this is your birthday. This is our birthday present to you.
Yeah.
It's an anime. I have not watched
Anime.
it.
No.
No, I haven't watched that one.
I actually just recently got an anime, but
Man, you watch some weird anime.
I don't know. Demon Slayer is pretty sweet.
Yep.
What?
You're not quite into the hentai stuff yet, but you're
No.
getting close.
Demons?
This is how it starts, bro.
Wait.
It starts with Dragon
wait,
Ball
whoa,
Z.
whoa,
Then it
whoa.
goes into weird shows where the one girl wants to get choked and beat and bleeds before it turns her on sexually.
Have you?
Then you're into,
Oh,
oh my god, there's a demon with 3 penises on their tail. That's how it starts, man.
it's not even close.
That is exactly how it starts.
The one I wouldn't personally recommend. Like, it's definitely not one I would rewatch. Now, Demon Slayer's badass. Demon Slayer is basically, I mean, just kind of backstory it tells you in the first 5 minutes of the episode. A kid works for his family. You know, he delivers supplies to the city, but they live up in the woods. And at nighttime, demons come out to feast on blood of human flesh. That's how they stay alive. That's how they get their strength. The more people they've killed, the stronger the demon. This guy comes back home, to find out his sister is actually a demon he never knew, and she finally has now tried to feast, and she killed his whole family.
Okay.
And he goes around
Sounds dark.
Right?
trains to be a demon. So Demon Slayer is a faction, but he's trying to change his sister back.
Now, question: how many penises does he have?
Who? Like, I don't know.
And
But-
watch this on.
Now this is on Crunchyroll, so that's like a big anime streaming service.
Okay.
You've never heard of that, have you?
I've
Crunchyroll?
never.
You have.
I
So,
would think that would be like sushi or something.
but it's a really good show. Like I said, he trains and stuff like that, and he trains to kill demons because he's trying to basically reach the head
look like
honcho
you're-
of the demon.
You look like you're about to rob a train.
I mean, I might.
I've been looking at it the whole time, kind of like, "Where's your cowboy hat?" You do. You remind me of that episode of Family Guy where they want to go rob the train. Him and his dad, Peter Schmidt. How many do I want? What?
How many
Questions?
dicks? I don't know what.
How many penises? I'm on my penis quota for the year. If
Yeah,
you didn't
he's-
watch last week's episode, you won't get that reference. But
Penis. Yeah, we have a strict one penis showing every year, and normally we show each other ours, and we just compare sizes, and that's it.
so he was
this year we didn't
outside.
do it.
He was playing basketball, and I pulled up, and I said, "So I woke up this morning. I still had my wiener, and I bet you I've seen more wieners than you today." And he goes, "More than one?" I said, "Yep." He goes, "Yep, you're a winner."
You claim the throne.
You bravo.
But
But then he did interject. He's like, "So was Pornhub on?" I was like, "No, this was not Pornhub."
I'd like to know where you got that.
Which thing?
The sign or the
PlayStation.
buttons, lights,
The
Target.
Xbox buttons there, or
Yeah.
the PlayStation?
the lights. You got that?
I got that actually at Meijer.
Oh, they have it at Meijer. They have it like.
You can get it on Amazon. I think GameStop sells them, but I wouldn't buy anything from them because I want them to go
Go
out of business.
Yeah, because Kev has a deep passion, like hatred.
But yeah, it was. I think it was $15 maybe.
That's really cool.
It's powered by USB. The game over sign I got down there, it changes. It's actually sound reactive, or you can have it at a constant color. I got the same place. It was probably like $15.
So why do you hate GameStop?
I hate GameStop because they
Wait,
because they have really crappy business practices, and I hate them even more after this whole like virus thing broke out. Because there were several of them that told their employees that if the police come in and tell you that you can't be open, to show them this paper that says we're essential. Because they sell keyboards and microphones, that makes them essential. No, you're not essential. There's nothing that you provide that is essential to people's basic human needs. You don't sell food, you don't sell clothes, you don't sell medical supplies.
So they stayed open during the entire
For,
quarantine?
no, for part of it.
Okay.
They definitely did for part of it. Thanks for the like, Sarah. I've had issues with things that I've tried to buy from them. Their website is a joke. Their app is a joke. I feel like you sell technology. You should probably have really good
and
websites.
you lack in technology.
And you pretty much suck at it. The staff, I feel sometimes they get these guys in there who are like these elitist douchebags who make fun of you for any type of purchase that you might want to make. So I think overall that the company's doing poor, but I also don't blame them. They don't pay them any money. I would care a lot less about my job if I was only making minimum wage.
I went in and traded my son's games. He wanted to trade them in for money.
the worst idea you can do.
You know these things. He made it sound like it's something he'd done all the time.
He probably did.
And I think it was like 15 games.
Yep.
And I
Let
walked
me
out.
guess. You probably walked. Now, what system was this for? PlayStation or Xbox?
It was PlayStation.
Probably
3 or 4.
I want to say 4.
You said 15 games.
Yeah.
Oh, we probably.
How many of them were bought within the last year?
I couldn't tell you.
You walked out of there with probably $25.
Yeah, it was like 20 something. And I'm thinking he knew that it was going to be 20 something because he's the one that sent me to do it.
Yeah.
And Jeff flipped out on me.
He's not.
And he was like, "We gotta sell these or giving them to somebody." And I'm like, I'm not familiar with returning and trading in game.
You're better off to go on Facebook Marketplace and sell each one for $5.
Yeah, that's what he
At
said.
that point,
Yeah.
because I mean, you would have
You're
got.
better off putting them up on eBay
Yeah.
and paying eBay
Yeah.
fees and PayPal fees.
I'll never do it again, obviously, but
The only time that they give you a pretty decent trade-in price on something is if it's brand new. If it's only been out for maybe a couple of months. If it's still like a $60 game, But I love this. This is another reason why I love them. So you go out and you buy a new game for $60 plus tax. We'll say you bought it from them. It doesn't matter where you bought it, but we'll say you bought it from them. You go home, you play it for a week or two, you take it back. You're like, I'm done with this. I beat it. I want to trade it in. They'll give you like maybe $25, $30 for it. Maybe. They sell it for $55 used.
Oh wow.
$55. So that's $5 less than what I could buy a brand new copy for that doesn't have Cheeto stains on it. You know what I mean? Like,
But Cheeto stains make
I
the
think
value.
one of the games they gave me 2 cents for.
Yeah,
I would have I would have kept that at home. I keep getting these emails from them that they're like, "Hey, we'll buy your copy of Diablo 3 on PlayStation for $1.85." And I'm like, I'm gonna leave it on my shelf for $1.85.
Yeah,
I'll
it's not
find-
worth the gas to take it. To
I'll
you.
find someone who's never played it and go, "Here you go." I'd rather just give it to somebody
You're not
than
wrong.
let them buy it for me for
Because
$1.85.
they're gonna turn around and go sell it for $30.
Well,
Yeah.
they'll probably sell it for that game. They'll probably sell it for $5 to $10, somewhere in that range.
You hope.
But no, and it used to be worse. You'd go in with like this really cool limited edition game. N64, I think, was the most notorious time when they were doing it. The one guy had like the cool gold edition Legend of Zelda. It was like the $100 edition, which was a lot for a game. It's a lot now, but it was a lot for a game back then. They gave him like $15 for it.
Knowing damn well it sells for.
It's worth way more than that.
Do you think buybacks gives you more?
Nope.
No.
Those I mean,
so just don't go to those places.
you
right?
gotta think about their business model. So they buy stuff. Now I will say that they will buy anything.
Oh yeah.
They'll buy anything you bring them, even if they can't sell it or if it's not super popular. That's why they have like 74,000 copies of the first Destiny. No one's gonna buy them, but they've been buying your old crap for 25 years or so, and they'll buy anything. But
Yeah.
they might keep those games forever and never sell them.
It's kind of like when you have a card shop. Like you buy these cards and hope to sell them one day, but
People
you
that
may
deal
never
in
get
any
your value back. for
Yeah,
it.
people that deal in any sort of memorabilia or collectibles specifically, and we've seen this in like because we play Magic. So the one guy used to bitch and complain about it all the time. He's like, "Well, the guys over at the store, they're only going to give me this card's worth $30, and he's only going to give me $15 for it." I was like, "Yeah, because he has to sell it, and he might not sell that card right away. It might sit there on his shelf for 6 months or a year or
And if
whatever."
it gets banned, it goes down to
Yeah.
5 cents.
Then there's also that. Like, what happens if the price plummets on that card and it goes down to $5 and he's giving you 15? He's lost $10 on it. So
whatever.
they take a risk. So I get it, but no. When I try to buy something, it shouldn't be that difficult to buy it from them. I don't like that they get exclusive stuff. So that's my issue with GameStop. Just kind of in a nutshell.
Yeah, I won't go back.
I
To
feel
trade
like,
at least.
I feel like I feel like they've been ripping the general public off for a while. They've gotten better, but yeah, I think that they know that they're hurting. However, their income went up like 1,500% or something since the virus thing hit. So they've done that.
I drove by it during the quarantine, and it seemed like it was like appointment only.
Yeah.
And I'm like, really?
Yeah. So don't sell your games at GameStop.
Don't do
Go to
it.
Facebook Marketplace. Make it count. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
take
seriously,
my
I feel like you
experience.
could just get a better deal on your stuff there. I feel like they do an okay price on consoles if it's still current.
Mm.
I think they're giving over a couple $100 for a Switch, but I don't know if you've seen the prices on Switches. There's people selling their used Switches on Facebook Marketplace now for $500-$600.
I'm never gonna get one.
They're gonna
I
have
should
them
ask
out.
for that for Mother's Day
Good
or my
luck.
birthday.
Good luck.
I did get a Cricket though.
Yeah, how are you liking that?
I got my Cricket Joy, and I'm getting my Air Pro 2 this week. I like it. I'm gonna become like crafty. I'm already
Then
crafty,
maybe
but-
doing like Etsy or
Oh, I don't know. I don't think I want to like go into business with it. I think it's for my own personal
that's cool.
stuff because going into business seems like too much work right now with 2
Mhm.
little kids.
Mhm.
You're not wrong.
Especially your kids.
Yeah,
They are so energetic.
I think I just have bad kids. I
No,
don't
that's
know
that's not true.
how. I'm such a loving mother. And
One of my
kids are, like,
favorite
the
things you ever
spawn.
showed me from your daughter was the time that you brought her in the office and then she's running to
Oh
go to the door and she smacks into that glass.
I still have that video.
I watched that probably like 30-40 times, laughed every time she
That was
ran
the
into it.
That was the best.
The
I'm glad-
security cameras caught it.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
she just went boom. And I
Oh,
feel like I knew
gosh.
she was gonna do it, but I was like, in my mind, I was like, no, she's not. And then it was just it happened too fast. I couldn't even stop it.
So, did you laugh?
Oh yeah. I laughed like as soon as I knew she was okay.
Sure.
And I'm like, oh my, and then I emailed the IT guy, like, can you please send me that footage? And he was able to, so that was awesome.
That's pretty much amazing.
Yeah.
All right. So, any, because I think we're gonna probably wrap it up here. Do you have any final questions, thoughts?
Thoughts?
What you think of the experience?
I feel like next time there should be a plethora of food.
Okay.
I'm
We
just
can,
messing.
We'll,
I'm just messing.
if we'll take all the donations you give us,
That yes,
and
I actually did not donate today because I'm
next
on the
time-
show.
The next time we'll have a smorgasbord of many things.
Hold on.
Just have like a grape vineyard just coming down. People fanning us with the big leaves.
We'll have some people come out with like togas, and they'll bring you grapes.
How do I don't even know how to do this now that I'm on here.
I don't know.
That happens to us all the time. When we're like, how do we do this?
We forget how to press buttons on our stuff.
Well, I did a watch party and then it went. Oh, there we go. Here we go, guys. Get ready.
Oh God.
It's
Oh.
about. I'm about
Is
to
this
get-
about to happen?
Yeah.
Oh God. Here it
Let's
comes.
see.
Here it comes.
Oh, I only have 400 stars, guys. So I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do a custom right now. Boom.
400 stars. Here it comes. And it takes a second.
Wait, how do I do this?
I don't know.
I don't know.
We don't ever donate.
We've never donated to ourselves.
Never.
Nope.
Let's see.
It just seems like it would be a lie, you know? It's not
We
genuine.
sit here.
I'm waiting for my.
You know, sometimes I amaze even
Oh,
myself.
wait, this is like.
It's on the other side.
Oh, it's like flipped.
Wow, that is incredible.
Thank
So-
you.
And as you guys just saw, that's how easy it is to give us money.
Yes.
It-
That took all of 25 seconds.
25 seconds.
Wink, wink. Hint, hint. Empty your pockets.
So yeah, I guess the is there anything you'd like to see going forward from the show? Other things you'd like to see us try or
Yeah.
attempt, or topics to touch on?
I like a little more like gameplay.
Okay.
Oh.
Just so like I can see the games.
You want to
Maybe.
see us playing the games, or you just want to see like trailers for the games?
I don't know. Maybe a little bit of a trailer.
That's
Okay.
fine. We could do that. Yeah.
Because I hear you guys talk about a lot of games, they sound cool. Like Animal Crossing, you like hyped up, and then but I didn't know what it was like till you went into it. So
Okay.
like that was really cool. That made me really want to
That's a
get the
pretty good
game.
suggestion.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, I was like, I need that. I need a Switch, and then
So-
you're like, good luck getting a Switch. I'm like,
So your suggestion is when we talk about games, have a little bit of footage of said game.
yeah.
Okay.
That's
Okay,
really
that's,
cool.
that's actually a pretty good suggestion.
Guys, anybody that is interested in joining on the show, obviously right now we kind of keep it to a minimum of people, but just there's precaution as you can see.
And right now, it,
Mask
it
up.
looks like Mortal Kombat up here. So
You can't see mine from here probably, but it's Kiss.
yeah, it probably doesn't show up very good.
My mama made it.
But just if you guys are interested in joining us on the show, we can do Skype calls, we can do Discord, we can
Yeah.
do whatever it may be. But we appreciate having you on for the
Yeah,
first
it
the
was
special
very, very
referee.
cool.
I was like half tempted to let you do the Skype because I thought that would just look hilarious.
Maybe next time we can try that. Maybe next time.
I
Do you have a
mean,
big enough tablet?
Oh yeah,
oh,
I
we'll
got
make
an
it work.
iPad.
We'll make it work. Don't
Yeah,
worry.
we'll make it work.
So,
In
Put
fact,
it on
I'll
the
put you on a
TV.
laptop screen.
Like, who
We'll
she
put
is?
you on the TV. We'll make it work. We'll make you look like Zord from the Power Rangers.
but
That was the floating head. I don't know if you ever.
Yeah, I watch Power
Okay.
Rangers.
but if anybody has any other questions, get them in quick. Any final closing thoughts? What was your thoughts of joining?
Oh, it was really cool.
Yeah.
It's not as hard being behind the.
No,
table.
this is fun. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like this would be a fun job.
Um,
If this was like your job.
so, are you gonna maybe start your own thing? You gonna?
Remember, probably what 4 years ago we talked about Twitch,
Mhm.
and you were like, "Hey, you should get a Twitch show."
You're not wrong.
Oh, I'm telling you, you'd make so much money.
You're not wrong. And
Why didn't I do it back then?
you still have.
You still have time. You still have a PS4. Your
I do have a
your
PS4.
PS4 will stream to Twitch natively. You don't even have to have any
Yeah,
extra stuff for it.
And we can tell you exactly how to set it up.
Oh yeah,
I feel like my Twitch show would not do well because I'd have screaming toddlers in the background.
that's all right.
I'd have to like.
Just don't beat them on it.
It would just be like not scheduled.
Somebody's made that mistake and they no longer on.
They're no longer on
You
Twitch.
beat your kids on Twitch?
Yeah,
And
it was-
animals
it
and all
was-
kinds of stuff.
Oh my lord!
I'm not saying like. I don't know if the kid deserved it, because the kid looked like he broke something really expensive, And I mean, I was beat as a kid, but I turned out fine.
I was beat too.
So it's all good.
I wasn't like abused.
No, I
No,
mean,
no,
but
no.
like,
I was whooped.
I
got
mean,
spanked.
my grandma hit me with a stick a couple of times, and
But you had it coming. I mean,
I did. I was being an asshole.
If your grandma hit you with a stick, you had it coming.
My
Like,
grandma gave me one whooping my whole life, and I deserved it because I was being an asshole. And
Yep.
you know what? I never lipped off to grandma again. It only took one.
And the thing is, if you lip off to people and you're an asshole to people, you normally get in a lot of fights. So you're probably going to get your ass kicked. So whether it's your grandma or just a random person on the
I
street,
think that's why there's a lot of people in the world that are assholes. They didn't
Yeah.
get their ass whooped enough. You know, all it takes is getting popped one good time, and you don't want to talk shit anymore.
I don't know about that. It's not working for my kids.
They'll learn. I mean, what I mean is they'll learn that there's consequences to your
Right.
actions, and I think that's really the biggest thing about disciplining your kids. Like, we're not promoting beating your kids.
No.
We're not saying that, but
hit your kids as hard as you can.
as many times as you can.
Before I had kids, I'd always say, I can't wait to have kids so I can beat them. And everybody like, yeah, you're not going to hit them. I'm like, you don't know me. I'm going to whoop their ass.
Yeah, but that's for another show.
That's for another show.
That's for my Twitch channel? No.
Yeah.
And coming this fall, Trudy's Kids. That's the name of the show.
You know, instead of Nick Does Plays Game, it's going to be Trudy Beats Kids.
And at games.
Yeah, at
I beat them
games.
at
See, I like that. That's Trudy
Yeah.
Beats Kids, so it's got a little controversy in the title.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you're actually on there playing video games.
Yeah. And you never actually beat anybody. Like that. You
That'd be the
lose.
best part. You never actually win.
You always lose. Even if you were ahead, you just throw the game away.
Trudy gets beat by kids. There you go.
But thank you guys all so much for watching.
I would get beat by kids.
It's been a pleasure having our first ever special guest.
Yep, been very cool.
And we get to do our favorite closing scene. So, are you good?
Did you switch to the one scene before you did the last scene?
I did. 'cause
Okay,
you
I
told
didn't
me
see
to.
you over there doing your thing because sometimes you
told me.
forget.
You told me. So, exit scene may work. We don't know. But until next time, thanks for watching to Those Two Nerds podcast. Thanks again, Trudy, for
Thanks
showing
for
up.
having me,
Thanks again.
guys.
Appreciate it. And until next time, guys, see you next Sunday.
CELEA.